So Lonzo Ball is talking about his injuries. And still to this day, he is effectively blaming his dad on the injuries. He's blaming the big baller brand. Yep. He's blaming the big baller brand on why he's been injured so much. Why LaMelo was so injured, I don't know. But so much, I don't know. And why LiAngelo has also been injured, I don't know. But for Lonzo, it's because of the big baller brand. They were like kickball shoes. I wasn't really getting hurt before I started wearing them. Look, the reality is that no. I'm going to be honest, no. I'll talk a little bit more about it later on in the video. But before we get on to things, if you guys are new to the channel, we're doing hoopses. We're uploading 10 videos every single day for the month of December, and we're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers in the meantime. If we can hit 7,200 or 650 by the end of the day, we are going to be... Actually, no, 7,700 really to be on track for doing that. But if you guys don't know, like, Lonzo Ball wore big baller brand shoes, I'm not joking, for about 15 games. He wore them a little bit in Summer League and then a little bit in the season. But, like, I'm not joking. These were shoes that were performance reviewed and they were seen as fine. Like, these were shoes that plenty of people did performance reviews of the ZO2 shoes. And he's someone who he wore Kobe's a lot of the time. And they were seen as fine. Like, if you even look at, like, the what's inside the Lonzo Ball signed shoes, they were, like, you look inside, they were just your average basketball shoe. Like, they weren't good. They were $500. But, like, they were not great shoes. But at the same time, they were fine. They were shoes. And players in the 60s literally wore Converse All-Stars. And Lonzo Ball, if you guys don't know, Lonzo Ball, I'm pretty sure, was injured before he started wearing them. He picked up an injury, like, after. Or he was injured. He wasn't... I don't even know if he was injured while he was wearing them. But his first real injury came in his second year after he stopped wearing them. And then in 2021, he hadn't wore big baller brand shoes in, 3 years? You see LaMelo ain't wearing them, took the Puma deal. And I agree. Like, they weren't the greatest shoes. But, like, I'm sorry, they didn't end his career. Look at this picture right here. People are like, oh, LaMelo didn't want to wear those shoes. LaMelo's been injured every season of his career. LaMelo's literally picked up leg injuries every year of his career. LiAngelo Ball, at 20 years old, sat out a season because of bad ankles. Because of bad ankles they've had since high school. These kids are all injury prone. They all have lower body injuries. I'm sorry. Like, there's no chance that wearing big baller brand shoes in the year of 2017 for a couple of months caused you to have a meniscus tear in 2021, 4 years later. And then after the meniscus tear in 2021, I'm guessing doctors misperforming the surgery and then leading you to have a knee injury that no doctor had ever seen before. Like, no, it was nothing to do... Like, do I think they were good shoes? No. Genuinely, no. Like, they were bang average shoes. Like, dude, we saw Shaq playing Shaqs. We saw Stephon Marbury playing $15 shoes. He played in Starbury shoes for a while. We've seen PJ Tucker playing Yeezys. Nick Young played in Adidas Boost You Wears for a year. Like, who was it? Rasheed Wallace played in Air Forces. This is not an excuse. This is absolutely not an excuse. Your whole family are badly injured. They were injured, constantly injured before the big baller brand became a thing. I don't know. I think this is want to be some sort of excuse. You wasn't really getting hurt like that until you start wearing them. You had a knee injury the world has never seen, that doctors had never seen before. Literally, a knee injury that doctors have never seen before. No sort of like, you know what, this is just a freak injury, which it was. It was a freak injury. Genuinely a freak injury. So, I don't think there's anyone to blame. Doctors didn't even know what was wrong with you. That's how crazy the injury was. But yet it's still, oh, you know, it was because of the shoes. It was because of the shoes. What? Because you were wearing perfectly normal basketball shoes? Shoes that were reviewed, performance reviewed. People bought the shoes and played in those shoes. And I get it, they weren't NBA players. But there were people that bought them, played in them, and it didn't affect anything. If they were so bad that you were guaranteed that there were a reason for some freak knee injury 4 years later, then a bunch of people would have got hurt with them. Because a bunch of people bought the shoes. In fairness, a bunch of people did buy the shoes. They really started the downfall of Lonzo's injuries. But then, what excuses for LaMelo and LiAngelo's lower body injuries? If BBB shoes truly caused Lonzo and LaMelo's foot problems, that they would have messed up on LeVar's part. Like, LaMelo didn't wear Big Baller brand shoes. Like, at least he didn't. He only really started getting injured when he went to the freaking league. When he was wearing Puma shoes. Do you blame Puma for, like, the reasons for that? Like, there have been really bad shoes over the years. Like, genuinely, there have been really, really, really bad shoes when it comes to plenty of NBA players. They've wore bad shoes. We can see in performance reviews. A lot of players have had bad shoes over the years. But, like, come on. Like, they try to get a pick brag and pay the price of their health. They paid the price of their reputation. It's none of their fault. It's mostly LeVar fault. This has nothing to, like, look, I get it. We want to blame LeVar for everything, but this has nothing to do with that. I'm sorry. Like, we have seen guys literally play. Some of the shoes PJ Tucker's played in are crazy. On court. I want to see what the craziest shoes PJ Tucker's wore on the court. PJ Tucker's played in Yeezys. PJ Tucker played in Jordan 4s in the year of 2024. PJ Tucker has played in shoes from a long time ago. Heck, you know what? These things were freaking dangerous. These were dangerous. The off-white, what you call it? The off-white Hyper Dunks. They were dangerous. I've seen a few of them. Like, some of these shoes that he's played in are nuts. And, like, some of them are 100% not meant to be played in. Like, the man played in the off-white Jordan 1s. They were, like, less sturdy than Jordan 1s from 1980s and nothing. Will Chamberlain's was like grabbing coins off top of the backboard in Converse All-Stars. Come on, Lonzo, you had a freak injury. Like, that's it. You had a freak injury. Congrats, fair play for rehabbing. Like, it's obviously crazy. Like, you had a couple of injuries throughout your career. You had some of them. If I'm not mistaken, he injured his ankle in college before the Big Baller brand. Am I right when I say that? That was he not 100% going into the tournament or something in college? And then even still, like, the major injuries you started picking up in 2019 onwards were after the Big Baller brand. And, like, you played the whole 19-20 season. You were perfect. Like, you were fine. And then COVID happened. 2020-21, he played most of that season. 2021-22, he had a meniscus tear. Like, this is 4 years after the Big Baller brand. So, I don't know. The knee injury was a freak knee injury. It could well have been caused by the surgeon messing up the meniscus surgery. But, like, absolutely nothing. Well, not absolutely nothing to do. The shoes may not have helped, but, like, come on. I really don't see, I really, really don't see the shoes being that much of a factor. And if those shoes were a factor, then why the hell has he started getting injured in the NBA when he has not wore Big Baller brand shoes since he was, 16? I think 16 he started wearing them. He was healthy at Spire. He was healthy in Australia. It's been only recent years. So, I don't know. I just think it's trying to find a scapegoat for what is a freak injury.